Hello, everybody. I'm Sasha, and of course, here I'm going to review Let It Glow, a book by Marisa Meyer and Joanne Levy, or Levy, however you say it. I don't know. Yes, that's a snowman, and I got the bloody handprints and stuff on the wall still because I like it that way. I like it a lot. Now, Let It Glow. Two girls, Aviva and Holly. I'm pretty sure that's Aviva because Aviva is Jewish and she's wearing a menorah on her sweater, and that's Holly because she's wearing a Christmas tree. So, Let It Glow is the story about, like it says here, swapping homes for the holidays. What could possibly go wrong? Let It Glow is the story about two girls named Holly and Aviva, where apparently they meet at the senior center because the senior center is having a Christmas pageant, and but Aviva wants to do a Hanukkah number, unfortunately, and the only thing to do is dreidel, 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 like, and Aviva doesn't like dreidel, dreidel, dreidel very much, no. And well, because it's like the only song about Hanukkah apparently, so she wants to write her own. But unfortunately, it kind of changes. It changes directions when both Holly and Aviva meet, and apparently they look alike, they sound alike, share the same birthday, and they're the same age, like exactly the same. They are exactly the same, um, but they are different, of course. And well, they figure like, hey, oh my gosh, like, are we twin sisters? So that's basically what it is. They're twin sisters who found each other, and they end up swapping homes. So to see what the holiday, which holiday, see what's Christmas like and what's Hanukkah like, and let's just say it gets kind of crazy. So yeah, that's the way I could put it. It's like the Parent Trap, but for the holiday season, as it said at Barnes and Noble, because that's where I found this. I got this at Barnes and Noble. I had no interest in this before, but then I'm holding it in my hand. I'm like, all right. So I bought it. Yeah, I ended up buying it and ended up. Actually, I just finished it, and what do I think? I really liked it. It was really good. Like, I thought it was a really good book, and I like that like they explore both holidays, Hanukkah and Christmas. Yeah, I like that it explores both of those, and I like that it's actually kind of funny too. Like, for instance, right when they're about to swap homes, I think it's Aviva. Yeah, Aviva. She calls her grandmother. I don't know how you say it, Bubby or Booby, I think, but it rhymes with hoodie in a way. And I remember there's one chapter in the book where she explains like, it's this is my grandmother, my booby, not boobies, like. Yeah, I liked how funny it was in ways. I thought it was really funny, fun, and there's all these different situations like, oh my gosh, our families are here, we can't let them see us. It's like it gets kind of crazy, yeah. So yeah, I like that it gets crazy at moments, and it's actually funny, and it explores both holidays, Hanukkah and Christmas. Yeah, it's like wow, and I love the song. Yes, believe it or not, yeah, there's a song that's actually in this book. I really like it. It's really cool. I'm not gonna tell you what it's called. Read the book for yourself. That's all I can say. Read the book for yourself. Yeah, I don't know what else I could say about it. And this is literally the only book I've read by Marisa Meyer or Joanne Levy. Or, yeah. Yeah. It's the only one that I've read by either one of them, but this was by both of them. I mean, I'm not familiar with their work at all, except for this one. And let me tell you, it was actually a really good book. It's one that I really recommend. I love how it ends. I love the story. The story was really good. And this book, as big it is, it's 53 chapters. And I would read 5 chapters a night, and based on these tally marks, it took me only 11 days. Something on the screen. Yeah, it took me 11 days to read this book. Doesn't seem like long, but it depends how many chapters you read. I don't know. That's up to you. That it was up to me. It's what I wanted. I wanted to read 5 chapters a night or a day, whatever, so I could finally finish the book. I wanted to finish the book before the holiday season, before Christmas. And I liked it. It was really good. Like, it was a really good story, and there's a song in it that's really good, too. And I like the characters, Aviva and Holly. I like the characters that we are given. And I like that it explores the different holidays of Hanukkah and Christmas. It explores it a little. It tells you, like, what's Hanukkah like, and Hanukkah being, like, it's 8 nights, and you eat food like potato latkes, you play dreidel, you light the menorah and you put it by the window. Yeah, and I have to admit, it does kind of tell the truth about Hanukkah. Like, you don't get Hanukkah songs normally. You don't really get songs about Hanukkah. Yeah, which I don't blame. That is true. We don't get songs about Hanukkah. Of course, there's Adam Sandler because he did the Hanukkah song. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah. So, yeah. And I like that this created a new song for the holidays. So, for anybody who makes music, look for this book. If you want to make music, look for this book. Trust me. You might go to the Grammys. Yeah. And I especially love this art. So, so this is the front, spine, back. On the back it says, "It's time to let it glow. This is who we are. Together we will glow, shining brighter than the stars. On both Hanukkah and Christmas Day, it's time for us to celebrate with warmth and love and lots of snow. You and me, we'll let it glow." Now, I like that. It says it on the back there. Yeah, I love that. That is so cool. Yeah, I really like this book. I mean, there is an audiobook available, I think, on some kind of audiobook site thing. Like, I have 2 audiobook things on my phone here. The one that I saw it on was audiobooks.com. I downloaded that from the App Store. Hang on. I'm going to search it up for a second. Yeah. You can't see anything on the screen. Hang on. Search. Let it glow. And the charger came off. There it is. So yeah, you can do an audiobook. You can do the physical book. I chose to get the physical book just because I wanted a copy of it. And I read it, and it's actually really good. It was a very good book. I read this in just 11 days, so what's your excuse? I'm kidding. And I thought it was one of the best books I've ever read. It's one of the coolest stories ever written, and also, I like that it's also modernized. Like, for instance, they mention Hallmark movies, they mention Uber, they mention all of that. Cell phones and stuff. It's like, okay. So they do kind of modernize it, and I like that it's a modernized story about the holiday season, but they actually did it right. I like that. I really like that. They actually did it right. Yeah. So yeah, okay. Like for instance, normally you might be expecting it to be set in a different time, like like a much older time. Like for instance, like Eight Crazy Nights, the Adam Sandler movie. It's even 2002, but it's not really modernized much, is it? No. But yeah, Let It Glow actually did that right. And I think it's kind of funny because it's called Let It Glow. Yeah, I wonder, is it like that? Supposed to be like that song from Frozen? Even though I really didn't care for Frozen much, to tell the truth, but it's okay, I guess, but not my cup of tea. Anyway, Let It Glow. If you haven't read this book, it's one of the best books I've ever read. I'm highly hoping that this becomes a movie later on in the future. I would love to see this as a movie. That would be cool. Yeah. And if you must know, right there is a cat and a tree, and a tree. And I'm guessing right there is that boy that's one of Aviva's brothers with the menorah, I'm guessing. I love this artwork, yeah. If there was to be a movie of this, I mean, if it's live action, that's great, but I think if it's me, I think I'd rather it be animated and the characters look exactly like on the cover. That would be cool, and everything looks like this. Like, that would be the way I would want it. An animated film where it looks like that. So Let It Glow was a really good book. It's one of the best stories I've ever read. It's funny, and it actually does have its certain situations, like, oh my gosh, like, and conflicts in the story. And I think that worked out pretty well. So without further ado, if you haven't read this book, read it and you might like it. So without further ado, I'm gonna rate it. I don't know. I've thought about it. 4, 4.5, or 5. Probably gonna rate it 5 stars out of 5, or 4.5. 5 stars out of 5. It's a 5-star book. So, that's my review on the book Let It Glow by Marissa Meyer and Joanne Levy. If you haven't read this book, do read it or do an audiobook, see what you think. It's really funny, it's really fun. I think it's one that everybody's going to enjoy for the holiday season. If you're looking for a new book to read during the holidays, like they always got those books like How the Grinch Stole Christmas, The Polar Express, all of the other reindeer. We all love those stories, don't we? Yes, I love those stories. I absolutely love those stories. Who doesn't love those stories? But if you're looking for a story that talks about not just Christmas, but it also talks about Hanukkah, this story does too. So yeah, do check that book out. Do check it out. Let It Glow is what it's called. It's a very good book. It is like The Parent Trap, but for the holiday season. So yeah, I'm sure you're gonna love this 5-star book here. Haven't read this book? Do check it out. If you like what you see, give it a like, and please hit the subscribe for more content later on.